How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and today I just got more of a chilled video, doing a bit of truck baseball, kind of a bit of all sorts to be honest, but you'll definitely see plenty of stuff get crunched. I just wanted to do a video where I wasn't kind of racing against the video to get the information out in order and all sorts, so yeah, I just... something where I can talk bollocks for a minute. I wanted to say thanks and stuff for 1,000 subs and getting me there. It's definitely been pretty crazy how quickly it's gone, but I definitely appreciate it. It's been, well, yeah, it took me about a year and a half to get to 193 odd, so it was not happening, but yeah, since SnowRunner it's been good, but I've been enjoying it. This game I've been loving. Tell you what, that Scout 800 she makes a damn good baseball. Got some good height on it. But yeah, that's what I wanted to say as well, have time to just say. Didn't want to put it on the end of a video because obviously some people just want the info on the video, and I didn't want it to go on too long, but yeah, this is definitely more messing around. I reckon it didn't like that. Just as I was looking around, I spotted the loaf sat like that, and I actually thought in my own head, oh, it might tip over, but it wouldn't surprise me if it doesn't. Look at the beast. You know what's coming. Horse of a vehicle. Definitely got to get yourself... See, that car has got personality. This thing, I really don't like it. I actually think this is broken. I think it's like dragging on something invisible, or its brakes are stuck on, because it's slow as crap everywhere. It gets stuck on everything. That's my opinion. Like, if you don't agree and you're loving it, then I'm happy for you. Like, it's good that you're enjoying it. I just, like, this is top speed. It's like, put it this way, if I owned Hummer, I'd be saying, you need to get that thing moving, like. But we'll see. Well, you're gonna see why I think it's clipping on something invisible, or dragging on something invisible. It can't even be a baseball without going fucking mental. Which I was kind of glad I did sort of break it in some small way. So I didn't want to click on it because I just wanted to have a look at it first before I, yeah, and, well, I mean, look at it. Again, it wasn't like that when I bought it. But as I knocked it off the cliff, it's as if it dragged on something invisible and then went loony, because its wheels have obviously gone mad. And then I get near and it's like, the thing goes pinging off, like an old Pokemon Team Rocket scene or something. I was like, where the bloody hell has it gone? Waiting for a little twinkle in the sky, but checked on the map. She got pretty high, but to be honest, like this, it'd be more fun if I could turn off how vehicles stop in the air when you're far enough away. Tried to headbutt it out the air, fail, but kind of the backup plan was at least to just get near enough to it so it'd move again a bit, but not for long. Went and tried with this. This is a very good truck. That was my fault. I didn't react or do anything about it going over, and I hit the post. Obviously it's a little bit of luck that it lands on its wheels, but it just smashed a post and dived down a cliff, and nothing on it is fully broken. I was going to try and drive under this just to see if it'll drop, but it won't. See, when I click on it, it does that weird rotation. Nothing else does that. It just falls directly out of the sky, whereas it's like that's grabbing something or it's stuck on something and it's span around. The only time this whole video anything clipped was there, which, to be honest, it probably suited it. I appreciate the suspension is damaged, but I was able to fix that. I mean, look at it. Hits a little rock and it's like, oh, I don't know. And it hits this one and it's like, oh, just give me a few seconds. It's like, it's a Hummer, man. I like Hummer. I'm not anti the thing. I wish they'd put the H1 in, not the H2, but other than that, I wanted to like it. I don't see anything it does that practically everything doesn't do better. It just feels like it wants to get stuck and struggle everywhere, to me, to be honest. So I thought I'd just give it one more quick go. By the way, I will try and go down the runway on 2 wheels at some point, but one video at a time. Well, I actually did have a go, but no successful ones. So on the Temp 2 it didn't go all mental, but you see how it starts doing that rotation, and again it's like, what is it catching on that's invisible that I'm convinced of it. Even now it's like it doesn't want to just tip on its roof like they all would. It's just stuck and it's slowly going. So yeah, I definitely think there's something off with it. Either it's like got a quarter of the power it's supposed to, or it's like hitting something and it's not happy about it. I was trying this little Russian car, but I had the stock wheels on, so I was dragging it through, and then I decided, sod it, I'll carry on dragging it. To be honest though, as a kid, we had for a while, growing up, a Lada Samara. I fucking love that little thing. It was a beast, it never not started. It was made of pure stellinium. Like, I'm sure they just started with a block of Russian stellinium and then carved the Lada out of it, because we got hit by a van in it, and it left like a 12-foot dent down the side of this van, and all we had was like a tiny hairline crack in the indicator lens that you could see was about 2 centimeters thick. Get off my truck, you lazy car. You've seen bowl in a cup, but you've not seen car on a truck, and you're not gonna. You ain't getting the easy option. To be honest, it wasn't as good here, but yeah, I like the little car. Like I say, it's got character. It's important to have character. But we had to know for science. The winch disconnects as the engine stalls. But yeah, the character of a car and that is, to be honest, the Taiga at first, I like it a lot more now with those wheels, but that's why I didn't mention it in the video yesterday. But for a while, the Taiga just felt like it's really good, but it had not a lot of character. You know, I don't know, like a surgeon's scalpel is just a tool. Like, he doesn't care, he doesn't have a favourite scalpel, but you've all got like a favourite chainsaw that's a bit mental, but you like it. Well, I've got a hedge trimmer. Me and my brother used to have a landscape gardening business, and we got like this industrial hedge trimmer, and it's one day it will violently explode and kill someone in the immediate area, but until then it's a bloody good hedge trimmer. Well, hedge trimmer, it bloody cuts through like 2-inch tree branches. It's alright, maniac. It's one of them things that you wince and pull back a bit when you're using it, but yeah, I love that little thing. Luckily I've not got a hedge at the minute, so that's why I'm still here. But yeah, the Taiga at first was lacking that a bit. I was towing this thing back as well, and then it just rolled a lot here, and I was like, I like rolling. So off she goes. To be honest, this is a shortcut for the broken horse mission. I dragged that CK around the quarry for hours. This thing gets killed pretty damn quick. Look at it, it's having the time of its life. You'll notice soon it's only the gearbox getting damaged, because I think that's the only thing left. Again, I had to know for science. Get off my truck, boy. It definitely wasn't in the healthiest condition by the time I got it there. It's definitely having fun. That's the thing. That's why men die sooner, but we have more fun usually while we're alive. I seen a man the other day being pushed along the ground by a golf cart. His friend was standing on him, surfing on him, and he was pouring beer into his mouth. And you've got to know these things. So, it's not too healthy, if I'm honest. Everything's broke. So like I say, a quick broken horse shortcut if you've run out of vehicles that have got dead tyres. I don't know if all the tyres were dead, but they probably were. In real life, you would be dead. Double, triple, quadruple dead. It didn't even bounce off it, it just stuck stuck under it or something. Finally killed the Azov. Yep, she's not in the healthiest state. So, not the best baseball, but there was worse. This little thing, the TranStar, I've not really used it for any missions because it's a highway truck. It's obviously not going to be that good on rails. It's like the best garage exit I've ever had. But one thing it does do nicely, which is why I've got highway tyres on and stuff. It didn't go too well there, but it set me up nicely for... That was attempt number 1. I won't go too mad with it, but I'm going to get better at this drifting malarkey. Like I said, I did it on a MudRunner. It was good fun. Just this barrier, you always like... It's hard. When you're going sideways, if your front wheels touch the snowy bank on the inside, you spin. If you just clip that barrier, it straightens you out. But like I say, that's probably my second attempt at the minute, so I've not had much of it. It took me a good 10 or 20 hours to get decent at it on a MudRunner. I didn't mean to do that, but at least we know they ain't clipping. Wheel spins in high gear though, probably because it's highway tyres and that. But yeah, I've not really used it for a mission. But as a drift truck, it's pretty nice. So when you're drifting, when you get a bit too wide, you want to try and bang it in high, and it sort of slows it down a bit so it brings it back. And then as you're straightening up, stick it back in auto, and most of the time it... To be honest, at the minute I'm not quite going fast enough, and I wasn't really trying to go flying drifting. I just wanted to see if it is even possible. But yeah, in the video yesterday with the Tayga, you'll see me like I can like change them from high to auto and dab in the handbrake and stuff. I'll get there. So anyway, wanted to see how it flies. To be honest, that's why I'm not really going to knock too many trucks off it, because they're pretty massive and they don't fly as well as a car. That said, I got here, I was like, actually, alright, you can be the baseball, you can be the bat. Regretting it about now. Is it just me? It's like a really skinny ass. It doesn't look right. It's like it bleeped me out. Yeah, the horn, well, it's not that great. I like the little window in the door, but so I may as well have a look round since there's still got about another 6 months until I'm there. Fan's not working. But yeah, like, if it was on a car, but that's not... Needs more oomph. Yeah, that's why the P16, not a good baseball, worst baseball ever. But now we know. See, when mods happen and I can get that P16 going at like faster than a twin steer, that thing will send some stuff off the cliff then. Look at it, I went to recover it, it wouldn't let me do the horn. Right. Don't you ever tell me I can't do that horn game. It's therapeutic. Quick look, I was like, well, I'll take this one out. I don't know if you guys have tried this yet, but it's got rear steering. Its turning circle is nuts. As well, it does pretty nicely across this snow. Because it's not got that, like, that closest back axle to the front is live, like it works, so it doesn't get stuck on everything like the other Derry. But look at the turning circle. I start turning to the right about... You'll see when the rear wheel's now. And I almost make it. Not quite, but yeah. It turns like a bloody London taxi. So, next baseball. It wasn't bad at a little drift, but to be honest, it needs a little bit more power. Maybe lower the suspension one as well, because that's got raised and then tuned custom, and it made it a little bit boaty. Not too boaty to be a baseball though. Here comes the batter. Not a bad little baseball, it's pretty light. Nice little clip on the end. Look at that, I didn't, there's not much reference point, but we got some damn good height on that one. It stayed up there and I was thinking, try and redeem myself for missing the Hummer. A beautiful headbutt. Nailed. Redemption. I was happy. So I jumped in it quick just to see, but to be honest, it basically floats. So even if it did start, she wouldn't be moving. Again, this little beast. Oh yeah, bringing this. It's not rapid. As for drifting, because it's rear wheel steering, it's like, is it even drifting or is it just turning? However, yes, very good horn. Someone tipped me off in the comments the other day and they weren't wrong. I reckon second best horn in the game. Not that fast though. A lot of damage. Did not like diving off there as much as a lot of trucks. But of course, it rescues the little loaf. And the little loaf. Absolute horse of a vehicle. To be honest, that started as a joke, but now I'm actually serious. I love this little thing. Like, it's up there as one of my favourites. Oh yeah, I just left this in quickly. It's not good. I was not impressed. Water damage. And there's no snorkel. Look at it. Now. I was like, oh hell no. See you, Derek. However, it does have a nice paint job I didn't realise it had. But yeah. Doesn't like the water. This little beast. This little beast loves everything. You got to try these things out. So it's like, as a landscape gardening business, we used to have like the other industrial tool we owned was a petrol strimmer, and we liked messing around in this river when it was a hot summer's day. It was like, so we'd get a boat, but in the end, best advice, buy a swimming pool instead of a rubber dinghy if you're ever in that situation, because they're a lot cheaper, they're a lot bigger, and because it's only plastic on the bottom, your legs are on the water basically, and it's nice and cold. But anyway, we had oars to row this swimming pool, but I kept breaking the oars because you're supposed to start gently, but like, I ain't got time for that. I was like, I wanted to mega row, and I wanted to be going like 15 mile an hour upstream in one stroke. So I kept breaking these oars. So in the end we tried to make a boat engine out of the petrol strimmer, and we put this like an office desk fan blade thing, we attached that to it. And honestly, like, I mean, to be fair, my brother could have just like tickled the throttle, but he didn't. He just revved the twat off it in like half a second. This thing just went from naught to flat out. But we had a big bucket of water to try it, and it emptied. You know, like a rubbery trog or whatever they're called, like a big rubbery bucket. It emptied that bucket in half a second, and then honestly, the only way I can describe it afterwards is the fan blades just got bigger. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, you see when a drag car like spins its wheels and the tyres get bigger because of the force. I know it happens with like rubber, but I didn't know it happens with like hard plastic. But you know when you see like the blurred circle of helicopter blades, just imagine them just getting bigger. This thing went from like an 18-inch fan blade to like a 30-inch fan blade for about half a second to a second. And then it just went bang, like as quick as an airbag. Didn't see it go anywhere. We looked around, like, wondering if it flew off. Like, someone 40 houses away probably got hit by a bit of plastic and was just looking around in the sky, like, where the hell did that come from? But yeah, the thing exploded to pieces. And we found shards like 3 inches in the floor, and yeah, it was, she didn't go too well, but we had to know these things. Look at this little beast. But yeah, if you ever want any advice on lowering the 0 to 60 time of a swimming pool, just ask. Well, I can't tell you how to do it, I can tell you what not to do. Don't strap a fan blade to an industrial petrol strimmer. Got pretty dangerous. Luckily though, like professionals, I was stood in front of it and he was stood behind it. No one was at the sides. No injuries were sustained. It's a good old time. Yeah, this little thing, I just love it. Little monster. Gets itself out of the water, drives itself back up. But yeah, I've been enjoying making these videos though. It's funny, like, because obviously now you can go on YouTube. Back when I was a kid, I remember, I was 8 years old and the Nintendo 64, 1996 that came out, so it was Christmas that year. I saved up all my birthday money and everything to get like the N64 with Goldeneye and action controller and whatnot. I was playing Goldeneye and I was only like 8 at the time, but I didn't know what I was doing. On the first level, I can still remember the name of it. It's called Dam, not the Dam. But anyway, you work your way through Dam, and near the end there's a dam, and there's only one spot where it looks like you can jump off. And for some reason, I still don't know to this day. I must have been able to press start and just press restart. But every time I got through the level, I jumped off there, and because of graphics back in the day, well, the graphics weren't too good, and it did a cutscene of him jumping off the dam, and I just kept pausing and restarting, and for weeks I was stuck on that level. And obviously back then there was no YouTube, no videos to help you out, no nothing. And yeah, I just couldn't get past that first level for weeks, and the only way I figured out in the end was by chance. They put Goldeneye on TV, and I watched it, and yeah, he jumps off the dam with a fucking bungee rope. But I've not seen or played this game in 23 odd years, but if you go and look, if there's footage of it online, I bet you when he jumps off the dam, there is no graphics. The graphics weren't good enough to show a bungee rope, so I just thought he was swan dive committing suicide off this fucking dam. So yeah, for weeks I was stuck on that, but then when I watched the film, obviously I couldn't pause it or anything, it didn't have a live TV and all that pause shit back then, but I had to watch the whole film, and yeah, that film was like a guide for the game. But it's just funny, obviously now, no one will ever have that problem because you can just check YouTube, so yeah, I like making videos, like helping people, because obviously if you got a lot of time to have a go on the game. This truck, by the way, has got plenty of oh shit handles, and then I was like, oh shit, that was not staged. If you're wondering what oh shit handles are, they're what you grab when the driver shouts oh shit. But yeah, it's nice that I like helping people. Like I say, if you got a lot of time on this game, you can learn a lot. But some people, because of jobs and kids and all sorts of other stuff, might only get an hour or two a week. So knowing how to get a truck easier might save them a week of gameplay. So yeah, it's I'm enjoying doing it. So it's been good. So anyway, tried the Yar as a baseball. Nah, it's not bad, to be fair. There's definitely worse trucks. Like I say, if it's a big truck, I can hit it and knock it off the cliff, but because I can't follow it through and keep my speed, as soon as you knock the baseball or the car or whatever in front of you, it just stops in mid-air. So I need to kind of follow it off the cliff with the twin steer, yeah, so it actually keeps going. That wasn't a bad one. See what I mean though? It actually keeps going the whole way and it lands on the floor. It doesn't do a good old timber. Someone said in the comments tonight on the twin steer video, oh, next twin steer slalom, and I genuinely was doing this about an hour before I read it. So how does that guy know? Started looking around for cameras. And he was on the money. So yeah, like, I tried this thing, and as you'll see, the twin steer gives it a good old punch, but it stops me dead pretty much, nails the engine. The twin steer definitely didn't like that. But then the TUZ just froze in the air, and then obviously when I got closer again it just dropped. But still, we had to know. Oh yeah. To be honest, I quite like this truck. I've not used it a lot, but I like it. What a bro truck. Flipped me back over and everything. See, like, compared to the Hummer that was on like off-road tyres and all, this thing's on like highway tyres, I think. It's fine. It goes through everything. What a beast of a truck. I fucking love that song as well. That and Freedom Isn't Free. For joke songs, they are bloody good. Tried this one quickly. Still not too keen on this. Upgraded it's better, but yeah. Not bad for a baseball at the start, but again, because it stopped me dead, I just couldn't follow it through. However, you didn't think you'd see female mud wrestling. I'd say that's Pinder. The ref would be tapping the canvas by now. Oh yeah, like, I get that it's authentic, but you have to go to bloody Russia to buy Russian trucks. See, I'm like a woman shopping on this game. I'm like, oh, I'll have one of them. This is why I'm always skint. I had 400 and something grand the other day. And then I went to upgrade something earlier, and I've got a grand left. Like, what do I do? This truck, not only do I quite like it when it was upgraded, but look at its little peepers. It's got some right snorkels on it. So, yeah, pretty damn good. Look like a snail. It's like an off-road snail. An off-road drifting snail. And don't act like you wouldn't want one of them. If there was free DLC that just said off-road drifting snail and had no pictures, you know you would download it. Went a bit too far on the inside, but I'll get her. To be honest, this truck, it digs in a little bit and jumps over. If it didn't do it quite as much, it'd be a pretty perfect drifting truck. 'Cause it's nice and narrow, so I didn't get that barrier, but then that jiggling it did, it straightened me up too much and I lost too much of my speed. Again, like, I'm still good. But yeah, it's just like the long road out of White Valley, back round to the airport, but without cutting across the snow. Yeah, it's got like nice power. Even here, it's got highway tyres again. Everything blows the Hummer out of the water. Nope. Look at it, like, Jesus Christ. Don't fuck with the American flag, boys. She'll put you straight. That ain't going nowhere. So, leave it with me. I will nail drifting in this. Had to try the old beast. I was enjoying it. To be honest, it's too long. That's what she said, but it, like, I don't think you could fit it down that road. Like, it's gonna hit the barrier or wheels are gonna be in the snow. So this is like the baby version of it. Bloody love this little thing. Didn't go too well hitting the barrier, but it set me up nicely for a little drift there, but it was just a bit too slow. Anyway. See, that's what, when you go sideways, it just digs in and it's not happy about it. I didn't even mean to drift here because it kept digging in, it just decided it wanted to. That's how that ended. It glitched a bit. It's not my game glitching, by the way, it's just the way the PS4 records it, it just, yeah. Not bad though for a baseball. I'm glad I gave it a little smack at the end as well. I think that's about it, to be honest. That's the last one that flew off. It was a nice little ending, like I said. I'm glad I give it an extra little tap with a bat. But, as I mentioned with them little peepers, I know they're snorkels, not peepers, but I like the name peepers, so that's what they are now. Yeah, look at it. I mean, this is probably the most submariniest submarine of all. In fact, it was so submarine-y that I couldn't even find somewhere deep enough at first. I was like, started looking around, like, where the bloody hell? I need more depth. But yeah, anyway, that's like I say, it was more of just a messing around video. I reckon tomorrow I might do this Cat 745C, do the location and getting it and everything. But yeah, like I say, as for today though, I hope you've enjoyed. Well, it's not really been helpful this time, but it's been educational. Just not necessary education. But yeah, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. Submarine truck.